Hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and today I'm working on our coffee break crafting video. It's going to be a little bit longer video than usual today because I want to have a little chat to you about some changes. I'm going to be moving this YouTube channel to Ko-fi. Now, if you're not a Ko-fi user, don't panic, because in the description box below you will discover the address for my main YouTube channel, and if you want to you can go and follow me over there rather than hopping onto Ko-fi if it's not a platform that you use. Okay, so today's video is about napkin frames. So I've just put a standard piece of card into my die cut machine with this die. I'm now going to do another one on the other side so that I've got two to work with. Whoops, we don't want that die to move, do we? So make sure that you look in the description box below this video to get the details of my other YouTube channel if you want to move over there, or indeed the details of my Ko-fi site or Ko-fi page if you want to follow me there. So I've got two on one card. The first thing I'm going to do is cut it down the middle so that it gives me two frames. Very simple. Okay, we can straighten the edge and everything later. I'm then going to pop this one into an embossing folder, just like that. Pop that on and run that through, and then we can get rid of the machine. Whoops, it's always a bit stiff when you put an embossing folder through. Oh, you need to have had your spinach and be really strong. Okay, let's get rid of the machine so that we've got some desk space. There we go. And bring up our dirty mat. So I'll take that one out of the embossing folder. You can see that it's got the lovely embossing pattern on it, and this one is completely plain. And what I did with these, as you can see, is I covered them in napkin, and these ones you can see have been embossed, and whilst I have covered them in napkin, I've used the middle white layer. So the middle white layer, very simple, couldn't be any easier at all. I'm just literally going to apply some glue, if I can find a paintbrush, that is. So I'm using the decoupage medium. This particular one comes from Hobbycraft, and I'm just literally gluing. Didn't wash that out very well last time I used it. It's a bit stiff, which means it's probably got some glue in it already. Just glue it up. Really doesn't get any simpler. And pop my white layer of napkin on the top. And then I'm just going to add another layer of glue and make sure that the white napkin gets right in to all those crevices that the embossing folder has made. So really simple. There you go. And then that is this one done. We need to leave it to dry, and then when it's all dry we can come back and play with it. So I will play with the done one in a minute so you can see how that works. And then for this one that I haven't embossed, exactly the same principle. Just going to apply some of the medium to it. This is the decoupage medium. As I said just now, you could use gel matte medium, you could use a basic PVA glue, whatever you want to do. Whoops, and I'm making a dreadful mess. And then this one, I'm going to pop, get that out of the way, I'm just going to pop on like so, and then again I will just add a little bit of glue to the top just to make sure that's fully stuck down. I'm not worried that this edge is not completely covered because we need to cut off that rough edge, whoops, anyway. Okay, so just going over that, making sure it's properly stuck down. There we go. Whoops, stuck to my finger. And then we'll just set that to one side and let those dry. And obviously you can do them any colour style that you've got napkins in. If you haven't got napkins, you could use tissue paper. I have shown you in the past about how you can make your own tissue paper patterns using your stamps. So Christmas ones, floral ones, whatever napkins you've got. Okay, put my brush out of the way. Now obviously when I die cut these, I did have centres, all of these centres, and that's where you can use your picture napkins and create a very beautiful image on those centres so as not to waste them. Again, still using napkins. Part of the reason I'm playing with napkins today is because I don't know about you, but I've got way too many and I just don't use them. Look at that, that would be gorgeous on there. So that's something you can do with all those centres so they're not a waste in any shape, form or description. Now I'll get another messy mat up. Now for these ones, obviously you can take your scissors, you can cut the edges off and get rid of any excess pieces that are there and do the same through the middle as well. But I like to use sanding paper, okay? This is a very, very thick one because it comes off of hubby's belt sander. Normally you'd use a much lighter weight than this. It's just, I'm using what I've got. So just rubbing through and then all those pieces come off. But you know that anyone that's used napkins on things has very probably filed off the edge with some sandpaper. Okay, and then when you've got all your edges off, bit there, sometimes it can take a little bit longer. I do believe that Tim Holtz has now got sanding pads that attach to the ink daubers that we've been using for a long time, so if you've got some of them, obviously that would work amazingly well for this. Otherwise just some household sandpaper will work perfectly well. And then when you've got it all clean, you can decorate it. So this one I'm just going to add some ink to. I'm going to go with this lovely archival plum. Whoops. So inking up my brush, running through or over the embossing, and obviously the ink picks up the embossed pattern, and you can see there now that you've got this lovely detailed frame. You can either put it onto an image, you know, a photograph or whatever, or you could add embellishments to it. Now this one here, I'm obviously not going to add any colour to in that way. I should really have sanded these off when they were still damp. Let that, you know, be a lesson to you. So, and because I'm trying to do this quickly, because it's a coffee break crafting video, I'm just now going to cut these off with the scissors. But you do get a very nice edge when you do it with a sandpaper, because it gets that worn out look to it, which is lovely. Whoops. Just bend that back down a bit, and then I can trim that off of the back like so. I'm going to stick this down anyway, so you're not going to see the back, so that's going to be absolutely fine. And look how instantly pretty that napkin makes that frame. It's just, well, I think it's just beautiful. And then you can embellish them. So if I move my messy mat again, I have got here some of these Tim Holtz engravings. So, I mean, this cup and saucer is absolutely beautiful. It's a bit big maybe for this one. Maybe you'd need a bigger frame for that. Maybe some further flowers and colour them in. Don't really want flowers because the frame is already flowers. We could perhaps put him on. Now that I like on there very much. So I'm just going to run a little bit of ink around the edge. Just the residue ink that's on my brush already. I'm not adding any fresh. Just around the edges like so. And then I'm just going to pop him on level with the bottom and half on that side, just for interest. So come down here and across there. He's going to sit there. Like that. And when that's all dried, we've got a lovely frame there that we can put a picture or an old text page into, which obviously I can't now find. There's one. So you could back it with some text, or just pop it onto your page as a pocket or a tuck spot that you could put a photograph behind. Or you've just got this really interesting one with numbers, and this one I feel like I could put a flower onto because it's got numbers in it, not flowers. So put some glue down here and across here, and that will sit on there like that. And very quickly, very simply, using the supplies that I know you've got in your stash. I mean, these could be images that you've cut from a magazine or a book. They don't have to be the Tim Holtz pieces. There you go, just like that. Napkin frames. Don't forget, I'm moving this channel after today over to my Ko-fi. Details are in the description. If you're not on Ko-fi, you will also see there the description of my main YouTube channel. Hope to see you in one of those two places. Stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.